Welcome to Ghostwire Tokyo Prelude, the corrupted case file. As the name suggests, this is a prelude to the game Ghostwire Tokyo. This prelude is seems to be a visual novel, so it's mostly just going to be text and text and text and text, and nothing more than that. I want to check out the options first. Let's take it like this maybe. And start up. Rinko? God damn it, Rinko. Erica? Sure. No one wants to talk about it, but it's all that's on anyone's mind these days. Mysterious things are happening all around Shibuya. I hope I pronounce names and such correctly, but you have to live with it. Sightings, attacks, disappearances, fear. How is a kid supposed to be a kid in a time like this? But honestly, Ryota never really was like most kids. He's not usually glued to his phone all day. Shit, I have a hard time reading some of these things. The Kirigoga vanishing, the Marunachi vanishing, the bathroom vanishing. There's 3 things I can switch or check. Let's see the bathroom vanishings. Could monsters really live among us? These case files say that yes, they absolutely can and do. According to this one, a lady called me about a missing person who vanished from the bathroom or her apartment. Of her apartment. Usually I'd brush it off as another runaway, but after seeing the crows circling above her apartment, I had a feeling there'd be more to this. The black stains on the front door verified my hunch. It turns out that I'm the only one that can see these black stains. The lady who lived there and showed me in made no signs of noticing it. She showed me the bathtub and gave me a play-by-play of what happened. Her boyfriend was taking a bath, longer than usual, and so she went to the bathroom to check in on him. When she opened the door, her boyfriend was gone, and for a short instant there was a reflection of an old shrine on the surface of the bathwater. I rubbed my finger on the rim of the bathtub, and there was a transparent, sticky, slime-like substance on it. A reflection of a shrine shone on the water's surface. I need to talk further with my team about this incident, to see if these things ring any bells. I purged the black stain on the front door and then left the scene. Poor lady, what will she do now? What can any of us do? KK. Okay. The other 2 I have no idea, so pick the middle one. Unable to shake the idea that monsters are all around him, Ryota navigates on his phone to a document called the Marunoichi Vanishing. The language is complicated, but he works to understand it. It says, I got a tip on a missing woman from Marunichi. When you've been a detective as long as I have, you tend to build up a big network of contacts. The story my contact told me was that they saw the woman one day when the fog rolled in. It blanketed the area, and then, poof, she was gone. Times like these make me wish a certain somebody was around. Come to think of it, the fog and these disappearances set the scene for when I first met the rest of my crew. Everybody kept talking about folks just up and disappearing, and I thought it was a load of horse shit. Was until I met them, and until my encounter, that I believed. Ever since then, I've been haunted by what I would once called hallucinations. Turns out being able to see spirits and monsters isn't fantasy movie nonsense after all. Guess I should be thankful, because otherwise I wouldn't have seen through that monster taking the form of the woman. She made a bunch of red orbs appear that chased me around, but I knew so long as I didn't let myself get surrounded, I'd be okay. She was a nightmare to look at, so I put her out of her misery. When I searched the scene, I spotted a woman's handbag, found the missing lady's ID cards in there. Then I came across some clothes that looked like they would be hers. They were in a little pile, but the way they had fallen made it clear her body had just vanished. No mistaking those handwork it was, either. I'd finally managed to get my hands on a solid enough lead to work with. KK. Ryota's concerns bring him to a mysterious case file posted online. It's titled The Kirigaoka Vanishing. He reads it to himself the best he can. Having tracked another report of dark fog to the area, I arrived to find it had passed, leaving dreary rain hanging over the neighborhood. At the scene, all we found were the clothes of a mother and a son, left behind like two molted cicada shells. It's hard to even imagine a parent and her child just gone, precious lives snuffed out forever. My heart sank, knowing that I had failed to protect them. It was the worst feeling I'd ever felt, as if on cue the rain started pouring down, heavier and heavier. It fell with each passing minute, but I couldn't be bothered to take out my umbrella. That's when the obvious culprit returned to the scene of the crime, a group of monsters. They had umbrellas of their own, as if rain followed them wherever they go. I was furious. I brought hell down onto them at the very moment. They tried to protect themselves with umbrellas, but I just kept pounding on them until they were battered and broken. I was so exhausted I could have fallen over at any moment, but my utter wrath kept me going. As I picked up to leave, I still refused to open my own umbrella. I just walked away, rain pouring and soaking me to the bone. KK. Okay. No, I can only choose the Karigora Vanishing again. In these posts, the kid had found something, or rather someone called KK has been looking into monsters in this part of town, a believer, just like Ryota. Social media would never lie, and that means KK is an expert, maybe the expert in all things paranormal. Social media lies all the fucking time. What if I'm getting angry at this. Social media would never lie. Oh, God, that's the whole point of social media. Oh, yeah, anyways, there's only one thing left to do. Having pored over every story, post, and grainy photo about local monsters he could find, Ryota prepares to take action. I'm gonna ask this KK guy to help. Just gotta figure out where he lives first. Dear Mr. Investigator Person. Dear Mr. Investigator Person. Hello, how are you? I am not good and I need your help. Monsters got my best friend Sosuke. Rinko sits up in her chair. She's zeroed in on one of a dozen monitors from across a makeshift command center stuffed into this cramped Tokyo apartment. It happened near the manhole. Please help me get him back. Data flies across the screens, seemingly too much. Charts and graphs, maps and mathematical equations, even social media feeds and open case files. Somehow, though all of those screens and all of that clutter, through all of those screens and all of that clutter, Ryota's message catches Rinko's eye. Uh, Sounds desperate, but it could just be some bored kid trolling us. Calm and confident, Rinko insists on balancing compassion with skepticism in her analytical approach. On the other hand, that manhole is within the vicinity of several recent incidents. Maybe he is involved? She knows what she thinks, but she also knows no one can protect Tokyo all by themselves. Trusting your teammates is the only way to keep everyone safe. What do you make of it, Ed? Ed squints and takes a single deep breath as he turns to the screen. He has something to say but holds it back. Technology is easy, people are hard. Instead of speaking up, he places a small recorder on his desk. He presses play, and as the audio begins to roll, Ed turns and walks away. I've heard intriguing stories about so-called manhole girls in Japan. Vengeful ghosts of bullied students said to trick other children into following them into the sewer, from where they never return. If any information turns up about such anomalies, I'd be keen to investigate. Though I speak purely out of personal interest, it might not be enough to make the rest of my team pursue it without further evidence. Okay, safe to say since you somehow found the time to record something this specific about a single urban legend that you want to look into. Ed is already engrossed in other work. He doesn't respond. He certainly doesn't notice when Rinko rolls her eyes. He rarely does. Probably best we have no idea how you spend your free time, huh, Ed? Erika's been sitting next to Rinko this entire time, listening and waiting for the right time to chime in. That time is... want me to check it out? I don't think so. I don't think so, Erika. Could be dangerous. What if something happens to you? Seriously, you still don't trust me to go out by myself for 5 minutes in the middle of the day? At just 16 years old, Rinko might be right not to trust Erika on something dangerous. But Rinko knows that Erika has shown a maturity beyond her years. She gives Erika an almost sisterly look of skepticism. You know, it's not that. Rinko quickly turns back to emotions and away from Erika. But For all her maturity, Erica can't quite keep from pouting. Stop making that face. Besides, we got our very own private detective in the vicinity already. I'll have him take a look. The store is brimming, as a wide array of customers eat in relative silence. The only sound they make is the slurping of their noodles. That silence breaks when a phone begins to vibrate upon the countertop. The owner ignores it, choosing to focus on his meal instead. The phone doesn't care about his hunger and continues to vibrate. The phone wins. The peace and solitude have shattered. This is no way to enjoy noodles. God damn it! The silent diner finally glances at the screen. He begins to mutter to himself. Another case? These people have me working harder than my enemies ever did. Can't even get 5 minutes to enjoy a nice quiet lunch. Let me guess, I'll be risking life and limb. That's why you let it ring for so long? Too scared to pick up? Ha! You know the exact day I stopped being scared of anything. The day you stopped being alone and hooked up with us so we could have your back? Sure, that works. Besides, I'm not fool enough to pretend this team isn't half okay. If you need backup, you know I'll be there. No questions asked. I actually already volunteered, but right now there's nothing dangerous to be worried about. It's a simple check-in on a report of some suspicious activity that might be connected to this phenomena we've been looking into. It's always the simple cases that go south the fastest. You know what? Wait. Last line could have been another character. You know what? You're right. Maybe Erica should run point on this one. Sure, she's just a kid, but you're so busy, so... Whoa, hold up. Let's not sacrifice the rookie to make me look bad. I'm already out. Send me the info and I'll get on it. First, though, I need to talk to one of you about something. Okay. Wait, why can I choose him? Talk with himself. Okay, but let's talk to Ed. He seems to know things. Ed, I'm betting you have files on this already. Got a file on everything. Funny you say that. I have files dedicated solely to listing subjects that I don't have more complete files on yet. Want me to pull them up? Just give me the highlights. Unfortunately, what I know about the legend of the man-owned girl so far is that it's just that, a legend. There may not be anything else to know. It appears to be a story passed around by kids at sleepovers. Wouldn't be the first time something that isn't supposed to be real attacked me in the dark alley. If you're worried, maybe it's time I return to fieldwork. When I wear my hat, I blend right into a Tokyo crowd. Funny, I would never mark you for a Tokyo native. Then again, the place is absolutely crawling with tourists, isn't it? Thanks for the insight. I'll take it from here. Okay, there are some choices in the game that actually... I don't think it will change the game, but we get different types of information depending on what you choose. Ryota doesn't notice the people passing him on the street. They don't notice him either. He's young, but he's very much alone. His focus centered on the small bit of paper in his hands. After a couple folds, the paper finds a familiar configuration. With the head, arms and body takes shape, a palm-sized person stands in his hand. As Ryota inspects his creation, someone who has been observing him from afar steps out of the shadows. What do you got there? Ryota looks up. He's nervous, but clutches the paper doll in his hand to stay brave. He's not running or hiding, despite the gruff stranger staring at him. No need to be afraid. I'm not here to do anything bad to you or your little friend. Gotta admit, I've been known to carry the odd paper doll with me on investigations. Strange habit, I know. But you get the benefits of a partner without annoying small talk. Ryota's shoulders ease. He lets his guard down and he listens to the detective and re-examines the folded paper. The detective surprises himself with his playful tone. He's rusty, but he somehow still feels comfortable talking to this scared kid. Sometimes paper dolls are used for medical purposes. Such a sorcerer by... You're a sorcerer by chance? Now's the time to tell me. So you really are him, huh? Gonna have to be more specific, kid. You're KK, the ghost hunter from the files. You must be. I just thought you'd be taller. They say you solve strange mysteries, right? KK? Maybe. The detective looks closely at Ryota's phone. He sees the social media post featuring photos of various case files he has worked on, collected in one place. Look, I only use those initials cause writing out my name is a pain, and I got too much pain already. Not your problem, right? I know, that's me, KK. But I'm not a ghost hunter, I'm a detective. KK's demeanor hardens a bit, dropping the playfulness. You wanted an investigator? Kid. Well, you got one. I'm so glad you're going to look into the disappearance at the manholes. Here's the thing, I already did. Made some calls on the way here. There's no record of any recent disappearances. Still got a few friends on the force, so I can dig up dirt quick. KK shoots Ryota a serious look. Not trying to pull a fast one on me, are you, kid? It's true, honest. My buddy Suski disappeared. He hasn't come home since yesterday. Last place I saw him was right back here. Ryota motions to the alleyway behind him. He went down that way. I tried to follow, but I couldn't find him. He was completely gone. If Ryota is bluffing, he is an incredible liar. A sadness comes over him when he looks back towards the alley. KK looks back and forth, from the kid then to the alleyway behind him. And all alleys are dark, but this one looks like it's never seen daylight. See any fog when that happened, the moment he disappeared? Now that you mention it, there has been something spooky around, like a kind of fog or darkness. But it came and then went. Alright. KK mutters something to himself as he eyeballs the alleyway behind Ryota. Nothing looks immediately out of place. It's so much going down in the city. Some kid getting lost doesn't exactly seem like front page news. Call the kid's bluff or press for more info. I'm going to press for more info. I need more to go on, kid. Why are you so convinced he was taken? Didn't happen to anyone else around here. But it did happen to my best friend. Sosuke's been missing for 2 full days. Everyone has been looking, but no one can find him. What about his parents? Have they filed a police report? I'm the only one who really cares about Sasuke. I know he needs me. And no one else is even looking for him anymore. Just me. He's lucky to have you. It's It's like when you saw a crow circling around the building in one of the cases you investigated. You knew there was more to it than everyone else. Well, Mr. KK, I know there's more to Soski's disappearance. I just need your help. Really did your homework, huh? I'm impressed. You're more dedicated than most adults I know. You remind me of my friend, Erica. She lost someone too, and she never stopped fighting for them either. KK takes another glance at the alley. Alright, show me exactly where this Soski pal of yours disappeared. Ryota perks up. So you're gonna look into it? I'm here. I'm here, ain't I? Let me check in with my team, see if they figured anything out. Could save us some time. KK reaches for his phone. What's up? We're all here. I just need a quick word with one of you to follow up on what the kid has told me. What think Rinko has most to say about this? You find anything else? I know you've been searching over on your fancy computer. Some worrying details have started to emerge. The type of details that mean he is for sure involved. Social media is starting to fill up with posts about the appearance of a mysterious dark fog. It's been popping up in neighborhoods with similar datasets to the one Ryota called from. School absences are also on the rise. I can't confirm if those represent actual disappearances or just spooked kids trading scary stories. But it's clear, fear and paranoia are taking hold. Yeah, figured out that much. Oh, really? You carry a fear and paranoia detector now? Did I develop that when I wasn't paying attention? Years on the force are what gave me my fear detector. You can't beat experience. But I do appreciate your input, even if I already knew it all. Ryota, it's time to find Soski. Okay, that wasn't so much. Nothing looks out of place, but things are rarely what they seem. KK slowly but deliberately reaches his hands out. He's not holding onto anything, but you would think that he is by the way he's moving, like he's got something invisible dangling from his fingertips. Ryota has no clue what he's trying to do, but he watches closely. However, what happens next can only be seen by KK's eyes. As KK opens his fingers, a sparkling orb of energy drops from his hand down onto the ground. It ripples like water in a still pond, energy flowing outward into the world. A strange trail floats into view, as though a spirit has passed through this area. Psychic energy. The trail leads further on, deeper into the alley and out of view. Guess he went that way. Puzzled, Ryota follows KK's eyeline down the alley, but sees nothing out of the ordinary. What happened? I don't see anything. Trust me, kid, it's good that you can't see it. This is a power you don't want. And you're too young for it. To take a risk like that and change your life forever. The world's a scary place. It keeps getting worse. We're gonna find your friend and get you back to your life. KK and Rinka are in big trouble this time, running like rats, desperate to stay alive, with only a dingy old sofa between them and... Monsters! We'd better find another exit. Rinka turns to KK and sees him holding his head. He appears to be in great pain. Damn, it's happening again. Your body's reacting to the ether. As KK looks at the room, his vision begins to break in half. He tries to focus, but rather than reform, everything continues to split apart even further. Not easy to read that. Another hallucination. The world is breaking in two. That be crystallized ether, another form of matter. Sounds like your body has entered. Oh no, it's what Rinko is saying. That be crystallized ether, another form of matter. Sounds like your body has entered the final stages of affinity. Arg! From thin air like phantoms, these horrific visitors appear, surrounding KK and Rinko. Damn, we're surrounded! Mr. KK? Are you okay? Sorry, kid. My mind can be a little hard to control. You just kinda stood there for a little while. Sometimes my memories take me places. Hate to leave you alone again, but you need to wait here while I look for your pal. Sit tight, I won't be long. A report on Rinko's computer setup flashes on screen. Ed's monitoring software has a horde of something big. The results are clear. Spiritual residue, and it's exactly at KK's location. What is it now? We just received an alert. There was a massive surge of spiritual energy at your location. Hold off on pursuing until we're able to send support. Can't wait forever for you guys. We might have a missing child on our hands. We got plenty of evidence. I know what I'm getting myself into. Remember, fog reports are increasing. There's fear in the streets. Time to act. Of course I know those things. I'm the one who told you. I also know how dangerous it's getting out there. This time could be even worse than the last. What if he shows up? Wish he would. Excited to see that mask snap in two when I put my fist through it. It's not fair to ask us for help when you think you need us, then use your own words against us when you're too impatient to act as a team. We're in this together. KK decides to address one team member specifically to make his case. Himself. I haven't talked to Erica yet, so let's go with the child. What Erica and I have been through, I don't expect everyone else to understand. Hell, I barely understand it. Here's what I do understand. I take risks so others don't have to. And yeah, you all do the same thing. That's why I'm proud to call you my team. But it has to stop somewhere. A line needs to be drawn. We aren't the vulnerable ones who need your protection. We're all strong, and that strength multiplies when we work together to help others. You two are so special to me, both of you, and I think I understand where you're both coming from. It's just that this torment, once that power has gotten inside of you, the affinity. I won't let you rest. It won't let you rest. It's like being chased. We are running from something awful. I'm sorry that I'm not making sense. I just can't be quiet right now. I have to speak my truth. I have to support whatever decision he makes. The truly selfish act would be to stand still and let it overtake you. In the end, I know that I would do the same thing. Let's hope you never have to. I'll talk to you later. I'm in the middle of investigating. He never was any good at following people's directions. That attitude of his is precisely what saved our hides on countless occasions. You don't think I realize that? Erica smiles, thinking about KK's attitude. It doesn't bother her. Okay, then maybe it was correct choice. Damn, they're everywhere! KK's eyes dart between the two horrific figures and to some incredibly strange glowing crystal that hovers nearby. As he tries to speak, KK wheezes painfully. Rico, what would happen if someone tried to touch one of those ether crystals? Her guess is as good as mine. Might give you the power to fight back, might just make you even more miserable. Who can say? What about him? Did it grant him strength? Rinko nods silently. After getting his answer, KK, without hesitation, stretches his hand out toward the crystals. Wait! Stop! Stopping's not an option, not for any of us. You don't know what will happen. It could kill you. And those things won't. We're dead if we don't try something. We aren't out of options yet. You've thrown away everything to fight these monsters, same as me. There's not a goddamn thing left to lose at this point. Before Rinko can say anything else, KK reaches all the way out. Beautiful manhole cover. KK follows the trail of psychic energy deeper into the dark Shibuya alleyway, away from the glow of familiar streetlights and vending machines. His venture into the unseen brings him to a manhole cover where the spirit residue flashes with an eerie intensity. This spot is clearly the origin point for whatever spirit is at the center of this mystery. Did they take you this way, Sosuke? KK looks around again, and finding nothing focuses his attention on this haunted manhole. The spectral vision shows KK a lot more than he thought it might, revealing a glowing spectre hovering in this dark and dreary place. The spirit of a man in his 30s. A Jibaku Rei. According to Japanese lore, this type of spirit is trapped in a physical location. Okay, Spectre, what's keeping you tied down there? The Spectre seems unable to answer him. Instead, he mutters, as if distracted or perhaps completely delirious. Either or, maybe both. Spectres aren't especially concerned with politeness or clarity. Neither of us is going anywhere until I get some answers. I need to know, what are you doing here? Specifically at this manhole cover. Why haunt this place? I thought it was a kid. Just a kid playing around, just having fun, alone. I wanted to make sure he was safe. Just being neighborly, eh? Yes, no, not making friend, protecting. But it wasn't. It wasn't a kid though, was it? There was something else, something lurking in these shadows. Did I die? I think I died. But this isn't what I expected. What was it? Monster. A monster. The spectre points downwards. Underneath, huh? KK stares at the manhole, as though if he just looks hard enough, he'll suddenly see what lurks in the darkness beneath its cover. He doesn't have to see the spectre's nod to know he's right. It went that way. Before he can pull up the manhole cover and see for himself, a long shadow creeps in from the edge of the alleyway. Did you find anything? Snooping around this detective business. You don't belong back here. I thought I heard you talking to someone. Who is this youngster? Only I can hear you, so don't bother. Only you can hear me? Well, sure, nobody else is even here. This is turning into a damn clown show. Kid, I need you to stay here while I go down. It's not safe for you, dear. Not safe, not safe, monster. But how do you know? I'll be safe up here. My team's one call away. They'll get here quick if you're in danger. Weren't you just saying something about being in the middle of an investigation and too busy to talk to anyone? Funny you should mention that. I could actually use some help. I believe they call it client services. Who are you calling, miss? Who are you calling, mister? Are they nice like you? Or nicer? Client services? Sounds more like babysitting to me. If only you would just wait for us to get there. We play the hand we're dealt, and juggling work and childcare has never been my strong suit. I need a little support. Rinko sighs, a long tired sigh of a frustrated person who knows that in the end, of course, they'll help. She'll always help him, just as he will always help her. And I have the perfect candidate in mind. I'm actually sending Erica for this. Ed seems to be too antisocial for it. Rinko is more, I want her at the computer. And I also guess Ed builds things and such, so it's better to have him there. Erica, have no idea what her thing is yet, so let her take it. Erica, she's the only kid I actually know and like anymore. Hey KK, you need my help? I can be there ASAP. I do need your help, but it can't wait. My new friend Ryota, the one who called us for help, he's a little afraid of you. What? No, why would you think that? I mean, yeah, maybe a little, but no, that's not it. Although it'd be better if he did fear me, then I can't do my work. Oh, yeah, you aren't really that scary. I think I get it. Let me talk to him. KK hands his phone to Ryota and motions for him to accept his call. Yes? Is this Mr. Ryota? Yes? I'm so excited I get to speak with you. I've heard that you're quite the investigator. I need help from someone like you. What could I do to help you? Well, our friend who is there with you, he actually has 2 missions. Since he is looking for your friend, maybe you could swap and look for my friend. If we share the responsibility, I am sure that we can achieve success together as a team. I suppose I can try to help you, since he is helping me. Okay, but first, can you keep a secret? It's very important and related to this mission. Yes, I'm the best at secrets. I won't tell you how I know that, but it's true. My friend is a cat, but I put a track on her collar that says she's nearby you, in the alley by your house. I miss her dearly. I'm a little embarrassed to admit it, but some of my best friends are animals. Your secret is safe with me. What does she look like? She's all black with 1 white spot and a few white whiskers. Her name is Monette, like the painter, and she really likes to hide. Can you look closely in between and behind all of the vending machines and trash cans? Just to be safe, text me a picture of every dark corner you can find. She's very good at camouflage and easy to miss. I will find your friend. Ryota hands the phone back to KK and turns his attention to the nearest trash can. Phone out. He seems to be inspecting each side of it. Lucky for you, your new buddy is an animal lover just like me. I've given him a rescue mission to find a missing cat and send me a photo of it. But what if he succeeds? Tons of strays here. He might actually bump into one. I could always use more cat pics texted to me, and maybe I'll give it a home that it needs. Win-win! Now to get down there and find your pal, Sosuke. Dirty water splashes under Keiki's feet as he makes his way through the still darkness of Shibuya sewers. The further he goes, the darker it gets, but not because of any change in light. No, this darkness is unnatural. In fact, it's not darkness at all. It's tangible. Dense fog made of spiritual energy fills the air. Toxic, paranormal waste coats the ground and plugs the rains. Ew. But the air itself is rejecting him. This corruption flows between worlds and reaches around him, blocking Keiki's way. How long has it been piling up right below our feet? Is it like this everywhere? As Keiki goes deeper, the Kigare only increases. The Kigare? Okay. There's definitely something here. If there's this much corruption swirling around, nothing I can't handle though. Alone in darkness, Keiki summons his power and... hold X and trace... Oh, fuck! Yeah, this is nice. No. Oh, fuck. It actually is harder than it looks if I trace it slowly. No, yay! Cleanses the corruption, returning the sewer to its normal state. That's better, minus the stink. With the Kigare now cleared. As if they were waiting for a moment of safety, someone appears. Sasuke, is that you? The small boy avoids Keiki's look, turning his back and picking at something on the wet ground. Splish, splash, splish, splash. Hey you, kid, you okay? Can you hear me? Are you hiding from something? Take a bath, take a bath. Come on, kid, this isn't the time or the place. Answer me. I'm not trying to scare you, but you gotta work with me here. In the vast darkness of the sewer, the sound of Keiki's phone suddenly rings out, the tiny chime echoing back and forth around the hollow space. The small boy in the raincoat doesn't seem to notice. He must be very preoccupied. I'm close, I've found Sasuke, but I'm worried he won't... Muffled sound. Down so far, the signals to Keiki's phone is barely holding on. He can only make out a few sounds, and struggles to make out what words they might be forming. Muffled sounds. Hello? Is anybody there? Rinko? Is that you? Ed? Erika? Who is this? Let's say Rinko. Rinko, can you hear me? Are you with Ryota? Can I ask him? Was Sasuke wearing a yellow raincoat? The scratchy connection makes it almost impossible to understand. Sasuke. It's about Sasuke. Not... forgot her voice. Rinko, I can't understand. Sasuke is not what? Not Sasuke. The chords cuts out, the phone going dead in Keiki's hand. Damn! Enough screwing around, Sasuke. Just like that, finally, as if called by his mother to come to diner, the child responds. He stands up and turns to Keiki with his dead, evil eyes. You're not Sasuke, you're the monster. Keiki raises his hand and calls forth an energy that he discovered that day, long ago. Does the boy have a rat or a mouse in his hand? Something at least. The day he found his back against the wall, reaching out and touching the ether crystal. Ever heard of ethereal weaving monster? Energy surges into Kiki's hand, green light winding and glowing, charging around his fingertips. The increasingly bright light glows, illuminating the tunnel. And in that moment, standing in the center of the tunnel, we can see this monster, this raincoat visitor, just in time for it to press a child's whistle to its mouth and... Oh, it was a whistle. At the stranger's fingertips lies KK, now a prisoner. I need my subject to remain calm or else nothing will get done. Despite being captive, KK flashes the stranger a fierce glare. You son of a bitch! Hello, my new friend. I'm keen to see how useful your vessel turns out to be. The stranger takes something out and holds it in his hand. An amulet. Though clearly not simply for decoration, it surges with power. He looks from the amulet and back to KK and smiles. As the monstrous little raincoat visitor blows his whistle, he steps back into the shadowy darkness. Running away, huh? But he's not running away at all. In fact, he's only making space for two much larger and far more horrifying visitors to show up and challenge KK. I've been waiting to run into you again. Let's go, you bastards! Defense damage a single visitor with a wind attack. Visitor perish after 2 hits. A talisman that stops visitors from moving. It will be consumed on use. Let's start with the wind attack. One umbrella visitor is injured. Nice. An umbrella visitor attacks. Let's go with the defensive barrier. A barrier appears in front of KK. An umbrella visitor attacks, but its attack is deflected by the barrier. The barrier is broken. And let's attack again. One umbrella visitor is injured. An umbrella visitor attacks. And a new barrier then. Blah blah blah. And attack. I need my subject to remain calm or else nothing will get done. Game over. Okay. Shit. Shit. Wonder how many chapters there are. Wonder what happens if I do 2 attacks. Yeah. Oh! I took the wrong answer there. Right. Seems like I can do at least 2 attacks. And then defend. Okay. So attack, and then use the talisman, maybe. So it's time to end for this episode also. But let's see if I can survive this attack and then end the episode. I'm guessing this will only be 2 episodes. Okay, I got more stun talismans. Yeah, and damage it again. You're done! Yeah, okay. Okay, I think I will stop for this episode. But next episode, I'm guessing it's only going to be 2 episodes of this Prelude. But I will most probably upload both episodes same day. So, yeah, fuck it. Bye bye. See you next one.